Good evening, everyone. So here we are live and all the best, sir. Good evening, everyone. Here we are on the platform of Metamorphosis, another round of episode 3 of the podcast talk show. Today, today we have a wonderful guest with us, and he is none other than Captain Pratap Mehta from
Prime and
Navy.
Helen.
So, Captain Pratap Mehta is a mind transformation maverick. He helps professionals, academics, couples, and wellness enthusiasts amplify their mind power. Sirs, Indian Navy, Merchant Marine, and corporate background, coupled with a master's degree in defense studies and human resource management, have equipped him with an unparalleled understanding of strategic leadership under pressure. He is a veteran of the Indian Navy and Indian 1971 Indo-Pak War, and we are privileged enough to have guests, a wonderful, inspiring guest with us as a part of Metamorphosis. So, sir, the privilege to have you here as a mentor, guide, and an inspiration today on this talk show, which will be viewed globally across the countries. So today's topic is a very relevant topic, which I think is a much needed topic, which has been neglected in education so far. So before I start, knowledge comes with learning, skills come with experience, and attitude never comes. It is to be developed. So before I invite Sir more on, as we are eager to more about him, I would like the technical help to please show the song, and the session will be carried out from there. Lalitji.
अगर कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं। क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं। अगर कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं। क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं। झांक ले अपने भीतर खुद से आ पूछ ले। कैसी चाहे जिंदगी खुली आंखों से देख ले। मुट्ठियों को भींच के सांसों को खींच के मुट्ठियों को भींच के सांसों को खींच के सबसे टकराने को शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ। 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 मुश्किलें हो कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है। अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है। मुश्किलें हो कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है। अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है। आओ हाथ बढ़ाए कुछ करके दिखाना है। सारे बहानों को आज से आग लगाना है। मुट्ठियों को भींच के सांसों को खींच के मुट्ठियों को भींच के सांसों को।
Thank you, Lalitji. Thank you. So, over to the talk show and the session for today is since Metamorphosis is an education, early childhood education, and a literacy enclave, we share our poems and writings and share contests and challenges held over a year on a time to time basis for all age groups, starting from 3 years onwards to 70, 75 years. So, people of all age groups can participate in the contests and challenges. Metamorphosis is a registered and an international affiliated platform through Philippines University. Our work is recognized in 39 plus countries across the globe. So, before I start and invite Sir, I will just share a few words on what is the session skills and writing is actually. In my disappointment, let me comfort myself. In my fear, let me reassure myself. In my anger, let me calm myself. In my stress, let me listen to myself. In my confusion, let me organize myself. In my uncertainty, let me find clarity. In my heartbreak, let me find healing and a closure. In my self doubt, let me find confidence. In my loneliness, let me be at home with myself. In my stress, let me soothe myself. In my weariness, let me rest. In my pain, let me heal and recuperate. In my sadness, let me purge my emotions. In my failure, let me recover. And in my regrets, let me release all the burdens of the past so that I may re emerge strong, capable, and ready to take on life once more. This is the session for today. Excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude. Over to the guest of today, an inspiring personality for all of us today. So, Pratap sir, we welcome you on this platform of Metamorphosis. And please introduce more about yourself. And over to you. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. Namaskar. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great privilege and pleasure to join all of you for this online session. I want to thank you all and the member of this community, Metamorphosis, and particularly Sonal, the founder of Metamorphosis. It's all of you who are truly making this community a vibrant, full of inspiration and for transformation of the people. Friends, you said everything about me. There's nothing new. And I can see so many of my friends, my students who have been coming here, Shama, Sachin, Unnati, and many others, and also respected my uh, seniors like Harish ji and Vidu ji. Welcome you all to this session. And of course, my dear friend and guide from Udaipur, Dr. G.L. Menaria, who has been the uh, head of the Department of History in Udaipur University. Friends, I am Captain Pratap Mehta, mind transformation and wellness coach. I am also a former mariner and aviator, both. I served Navy for over 25 years, including the 71 Indo-Pak War. I've been sailing the ship, commanding the ship, and also flying anti-submarine helicopters, commanded the helicopter squadron. But my passion was transformed into action after I quit Navy. It's been more than 25 years since I quit Navy, took a retirement, and my life's mission is to guide through expensive wisdom of ancient Indian philosophy and effective modern techniques. Basically, empowering people to realign themselves with the truth and their own potential. So friends, if you are a parent here, writer, educator, trainer, whatever it is, or writing a new book, or my friend Unnati preparing for her exams, so don't worry, but focus on what you can do. So whether it's your academics or your professional life, let's see how this magic of great attitude can help us achieve excellence. So are you all ready? Excited? I know people are coming in. That's okay. They will come in. There's an automatic admitting. So we all look at the sports stars, and we have one sports star here, Unnati Priya, sitting with us from BHU. And she has been my student for over 2 years now. So we all look at sports stars, musicians, artists, and say, wow, what an amazing talent. I wish I could possess that talent, to write a book or play that music or even play that game. So people often confuse themselves with the thought that excellence is all about skill. However, excellence is not about skill alone. In fact, a major portion of excellence has nothing to do with the skill. I know you must be quite surprised at that. Beyond a certain point, skill or ability is the most useless thing to possess beyond a certain point. It's what you do with that talent that counts. What you do with that talent that counts. And that's beyond the point. It is called attitude. Attitude counts way more than the talent. I'm sure I'm discarding the most believed theory, but as I progress, you will learn about this. I shall talk to you for about 40 minutes. You may use chat box, and Sonalji, you please do the honor of if there are any questions which need immediate attention. Otherwise, we will have a dedicated 15 minutes question answer session
Yes.
also. But I'm quite happy interacting and talking to you. It is not about completing what I have prepared to say. No, it's about making sure the point is driven home. So friends, what is attitude? Please put it in the chat box. What according to you means attitude? Let's see some of the great responses.
Can you please type on the chat box?
Yeah. They are all warming up, Sonalji. So they're looking around, where is the chat box, finding it out. And
Vidhu Sharma
a
has said
predisposition
yes.
or tendency to respond to a situation. Beautiful, beautiful, lovely. Some more. Pooja says, attitude, how we react to a particular situation. Looks like you have attended my class earlier. Manisha says, how you react to a situation. Wonderful. Thank you. So, great. It is your response to the people and circumstances around you, be it positive or negative. So attitude can be positive or negative, but in most common thing like in college, normally say वो उन्नति तो बहुत attitude दिखाती है, that's, but it is used in negative sense over there. Am I right, Unnati? In BHU में,
Yes, sir.
But it is not necessarily positive, negative only. It's also positive. The attitude of a person is determined by, now remember this, you may like to take short notes if you wish to, by discriminatory use of his ideas, values, beliefs, perceptions. All this, when a person is rational thinking, he uses these things like ideas, values, beliefs, perception. It shows in their attitude. So the deciding factor in life is how you manage setbacks and challenges. That is the key word. And how you manage your setbacks and challenges will depend on your attitude. Let me share a story, my own personal story. I joined Indian Naval Academy at Cochin as a cadet when I was just about 18 years old. Now I'm 70 plus, mid 70s. I was from Rajasthan University, and since most of my ancestors served the state of Rajputana then for last 700-800 years as ministers, rulers, and fought battles, I had a fair amount of knowledge what Naval Academy will offer me in terms of physical and mental state. But after having joined in, the reality passed all my imagination. Life was much tougher and there was hardly any time given to sleep and rest. On the third day after joining, being a Sunday, there was a cross-country run planned for all of us, all the cadets. It was 12 kilometers around Wellington Island at Cochin. Anyone been to Cochin? Sona, you? No. Okay. So nobody was allowed to fall off or report sick. That is the military standards on joining on third day. So all those who completed the run, including myself, were no great athletes, but had great attitude to accomplish the task. Are you getting the point? Attitude to accomplish the task. So small things can make a big difference. And all of a sudden, we are not going to change. If you haven't got the attitude today, you are not going to change overnight. So it will take time. And the biggest challenge is, you know what? For change, when you want to change, what is your biggest challenge? Please put it in the chat box. Let's see. Let's see who is the first one to do that. Our own beliefs are biggest challenge. Thank you, Prakashji. Resistance to change. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Willingness. Wow. Great, Manisha. Thank you. Our biggest challenge, dear friends, is your habits. And you have heard this very often. Habits die hard. Correct? That is your biggest challenge. So, let me share another story for my college days in Jaipur. I used to also play football, by the way. I was playing football for my college. I used to play hockey for the university. I used to play tennis for the university. But anyway, there was a football match between two local teams in those days, I think 60s. All of a sudden, one team found their goalkeeper was sick. They searched for a replacement, could not find one. The team captain, while desperately searching for a goalkeeper, saw he was going around the time looking, किसी को भी पकड़ के ले आओ इधर मुर्गे को एक, goalkeeper. And I'm sure if you recollect your college days, that's how it used to be. And that team captain saw a truck full of watermelons being unloaded. He saw one man on the truck and another man below. The man in the truck would throw the watermelon and the man below would grab it and shove it in the storage. Okay. And the man in the truck would throw the watermelon, and sure enough, that guy would grab it and shove it in the storage. The football team captain thought this was the right man. So he would catch every ball without fail. Instead of watermelon, it has to replace by football. That's it, isn't it? What do you say, Sachin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sachin also had his internship after architecture in Udaipur. Now that he's living in San Diego, it's a different thing. Okay, the final match was a draw. Both teams equal in goal. Finally, during penalty kicks, the opponent team captain kicked the ball. Wherever the ball came, the goalkeeper grabbed the ball and shoved it into the goal post. That is what was his habit. The better team finally lost the match. Friends, that is what the habits are. The goalkeeper held the leather ball like a watermelon and put it into the goal post. Self goal. The greatest resistance comes from our habits. It comes from our habits. When you try to change, you fail. So, friends, do not give up. Do not give up. There's another story you probably must have heard. There was a man in Great Britain studying at Harrow School. Practically most prime ministers from England came from there, Harrow. Okay. That boy had difficulty speaking English. He was a British boy, but he had difficulty. Have you heard this story, anyone?
No.
Okay. No. You keep yourself unmuted, everyone. Feel free to talk to me, interact, and even if you agree, say don't agree, I love it. But that boy never gave up. He had difficulty understanding English grammar. He could not pronounce correctly, but he never gave up. Later, years passed, he was called to speak at Oxford University, where all the guys doing major were in English. This man walked into the auditorium. They applauded, welcoming him. He came to the podium, waited for applause to die down, like what happens when Modi ji goes to Vigyan Bhavan, die down. So he spoke three words. He repeated those three words 3 times. That was his speech. Picked up his cane and walked out of the auditorium. The audience were clapping 100 times more. You know who was this guy? Former Prime Minister of England, Sir Winston Churchill. And you know what were those three words? Never give up. Second time, never give up. And third time, never give up. Remember, the habits will try to drag you down. What finally matters is your attitude to overcome those habits. I'm sure there was a lady who got spinal cancer in 1999. Her husband was Major Bikram Singh Malik, who was fighting Kargil war at that time. The doctors in the military hospital did 3 surgeries on her spine. She had 183 stitches. During the surgery, she became paralyzed, waist down. Have you heard about this woman? How many of you? Please put it in the chat box if you know. Anyone? Anyway, a paraplegic, she couldn't sit. She decided to explore. She started trying javelin throw from her wheelchair, swimming, shot put. Sorry. At 31 age, she won 53 national gold medals. Unnati, I hope you are listening to that. 35 international medals. In 2012, she received Arjun Award, wife of a military officer, then major in during Kargil War. In 2016, at Rio Olympic, she got silver medal at the age of 46. She was persistently consistent, congruent to what she was doing. Friends, she is Deepa Malik. Now you know her. Eh? She was conferred Padma Shri in 2017. So let the habits not pull you back. So how can we give up? She says, life is not over. Disability is only a state of mind. I want you to see recently released movie Chandu Champion. Have you seen this movie Chandu Champion? How many of you been there? I was lucky to be invited for the premiere, and we went to see the Chandu Champion. The film is based on extraordinary story of an athlete who never gave up. Same kind of a story. Youngster, village guy, helping the akhadas, local wrestlers. He wanted to win the gold medal at the age of 14 years. He joined military, ran away from his home, joined army, and while during one of the 65 wars, he again became paraplegic. He swam, he did all kinds of practice, and finally, in the Para-Olympic gold medal at Munich in 72, he got the silver medal for India. His name was Murlikant Petkar. Friends, the stories are innumerable of successful people. Has anyone got 183 stitches? Has anyone got spinal cancer? How many times they decided to change? They were pulled down by the society, by the organizations. The greatness does not mean you fail. The greatness means despite failure, you never give up. Despite failure, you never give up. That is attitude. You know how the recruitment of the Australian Army commandos is done? Australian Army commandos, when they recruit, they go through physical stamina test, everything. You know, you can pass. The one final question is, you know what? How many times have you failed? And them very proudly said, I have never failed. But that is not the qualification they are looking for. If the moment a person says he has never failed, he is out. He is not recruited for the Australian Army commandos. They believe if a person has failed, he can respond to any situation to rise again. A person who has never experienced failure, he doesn't know. As a commando, when you go into an attack or some subversive activities, if you fail, you get a shock of your life. I'm failing for the first time. I'm the topper of my course. They don't know what to do. Give me a second.
You can add your feedbacks on the chat box. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
If there are any questions, if anytime you want to interact with me, please feel free. The small things will make a difference when you don't give up. You will not change in one day. The habits will drag you down. Don't give up. Keep going. So that is the attitude. The other thing I want to focus is on your reaction. Attitude means your reaction to a situation and the people. the medics of the defense forces in India, and in fact any nation, have the most challenging task thrown at them. When the soldiers with gunshots injured severely are evacuated from the base hospital, this is the case of a Kargil war, and the base hospital was in Pathankot. The doctors and staff say it confidently. If you bring a soldier here, we'll make sure he goes back to the front. This is called attitude of responsibility. Attitude of responsibility, integrity, ethics, and above all, love for the work they do. That is why so confidently they say, if you bring a soldier here, we will send him back to the front. Have you seen Republic Day parade on Kartavya Path at Delhi on television or live? Some of you must have seen that parade. Lot of things happen and lot of things are fine-tuned and coordinated in precise 90 minutes. It's all about attitude of precision, just in 90 minutes. The most fascinating part is the fly past by more than 40 aircrafts of Indian Air Force, taking off from different airfields in India and flying over Rajpath, now called Kartavya Path, flying over Kartavya Path. Never one aircraft got second late. Never one aircraft got a second late. What do you say, friends? What do you say? It is about attitude of pilots to do their duty with precision. This is called attitude of precision. So, Unnati, my dear friend, its attitude is not only about negative things, attitude is about good things also. So tomorrow when you go back to your class, उनको बताना मेरे पास भी attitude है. Okay? So why precision? What's so great about the attitude of precision? In war, nothing less is accepted, as it would mean what? Fall of a nation. Similarly, in corporate world and for the professionals, it would mean loss of business. Yes, for family, lack of precision means loss of relationships. For students, means denial of admission to the higher studies. Yes, friends, value of attitude is not only in armed forces, but also in every act of our life, from corporate world to academics to home with family. Everywhere attitude is important. So, friend, the difference between those rich and poor nations is not the age of the nation or the heritage of the nation. I want to specifically share with you here, in India, the most common slogan is, look at my heritage, 4,000 years old. We are so proud, and we, at the drop of the hat, drop of a coin, we want to say 4,000 years old heritage. हम सोने की चिड़िया थे. Dear friends, आज क्या हो? सिर्फ पुरानी हेरिटेज और हिस्ट्री को बुलाने से आप विकसित और विकास नहीं हो सकता. Then this is another level which I do in a 3-hour session on attitude development. So what I'm today talking is only the awareness about the value of attitude. That's it. If you analyze the conduct of the people around the world, and particularly from the armed forces, all corporate houses, multinationals, everyone they all learn from the armed forces only. The management lessons come from the armed forces. Harish sir, do you agree or disagree with me? Thank you, sir. Vidhu sir, what do you say?
Definitely, yes. It comes from
Yes,
armed forces.
that's why. Thank you, sir. That's why at least out of 5, 3 stories are from armed forces and my personal experiences. So it is observed that majority abide by the following principles in life. Ethics, number 1. Ethical behavior and moral values, principle. That is attitude. Number 2, integrity. Doing the right thing in a reliable way. Doing the right thing in a reliable way. Number 3, responsibility. The fact of being accountable and ready to take the blame. Responsibility. I was just watching the television yesterday and today. New members of parliament have been taken in. It is just their thought process. Some people's thought process do not match with the thought process of those who are in the part of the government. But who is taking the responsibility as a member of parliament to serve their constituency? Only disruption. This is the attitude. Respect. Important thing, respect by the majority of citizens towards other person. Respect for the fellow citizens. If someone has made a mistake or not driving properly, you don't start getting into altercation or sometimes people shoot each other, Road rage, what they call it. Punctuality. I'm so happy the 11, 12 people who have joined here, they were so keen and eager. They came here even 5 minutes before the scheduled time. That's punctuality. Respect to fulfill the obligation in time. That is attitude. Productivity with quality. The will to be productive. And quality work. You all see the work that goes on for developing infrastructure, like in Bombay. I'm sure a couple of us are from Bombay. 15, 20 years back when the flyovers were made, they were just made, the roads were made available, the motors transportation could pass. They were never painted. They were never that below the flyover, the garbage kept lying there for years. It is still lying today. But today you see, today I went to the town in the morning, Sonalji thinks she was busy. I was also busy for 5 hours since morning. Okay. So we are both in the same boat, but we love to do what we are doing. So when I went to the town, I saw the coastal road and the tunnel. Before they are handed over, they are already painted and finished from outside. That is the quality of work. Wherever the work has been handed over to BMC or the administration, the garbage has been removed. That is productivity with quality. Another thing I want to say is regulation. Respect for law and regulation of the state. How important it is. If there is no policeman at the traffic signal, I will jump the red light. If policemen at the, let's say 4 o'clock in the morning, when I get up, I see lot of people going in two-wheelers. Nobody is wearing helmet. Policemen nahi hai. So that is respect for law and regulation. There are so many points I can tell you, keep sharing with you, which are essential to develop attitude. When you do a full workshop with me, you will learn in detail how to develop those attitudes, how to develop those characteristics which we learn from the armed forces. In poor countries, a small minority follows these basic principles. In poor countries like India, small minority follows these basic principles in their daily life. How many of you agree with me? Please put it in the chat box. Sachin, so what, you left India, but still you keep visiting India. I know Sachin,
Yes.
Prakash ji, Shama ji, they're all my the seasoned students from US. Shama ji is from LA, Los Angeles. Prakash ji from New Jersey. Sachin is from San Diego. So many of you have come here. Thank you. Thank you. It is not that I have not spoken to them about attitude before, but every time I don't know what new thoughts keep coming in, and I keep sharing with even the old students, some of them like to visit us. Thank you. Thank you. We are not poor because we lack natural resources or because nature has been cruel to us. How cruel the nature has been to Japan, do you know? How many times they get what do you call, volcano eruption, earthquake, tsunami? America, Florida, how many times cyclones they get? They all stand up within a few weeks, back their feet. We keep crying over it in India. We lack will to follow and teach these characteristics, these principles of working of the rich and developed societies. If you see these rich countries, how old are they? Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA. These three countries are just less than 200 years old. USA less than 400 years old. India and Egypt, 5,000-year-old history and culture. What has happened to them? So let's devote our time for attitude education in our institutions. Sonalji, you are a catalyst. You have been talking to various institutes. I just want to add here, because we have seasoned trainers, coaches. The education is in 3 domains: cognitive, psychomotor, affective. Cognitive is knowledge. Bindas diya jata hai knowledge, available on internet and libraries. Practice, there are laboratories, there are places where you do a lot of practice, practicals. The third is the affective domain, that is attitude building. And that is not touched upon by our teachers and trainers across the board. We deliver a training program, but has the transformation taken place? The transformation in the organization of the family, of the state will take place when attitude is also developed simultaneously. Therefore, friends, I always say, work on your attitude. If you want to keep a beard, trim it regularly, like I do, keep doing it myself. Don't be like a nerd, this hair coming out that way. It's unprofessional, but it shows on your attitude. And girls, dress up properly, meticulously. People have grown big by paying attention to small, small things. Okay. So should I ask you one more question before I wind up?
Yes, yes,
How
there is
many of
15.
you,
We have 15
huh?
minutes more. Don't worry.
Yeah, question answer,
Yeah, yeah. No, no problem.
interaction. So I'm not going to eat on their question answer time. Huh. So how many of you put an alarm clock to get up in the morning? Please say me in the chat box if you have been using alarm clock to get up on a
You can switch on your
regularly or
cameras
irregularly, whatever
and
it
the
is.
forum is open for you to answer. You can switch on your cameras.
Hmm.
You can speak.
Pooja, me, Vidhu, me, Unnati, me. My God, everyone is so proud, you know. And how many of you put a snooze at the last, at least once? थोड़ा 5 मिनट और सो लेता हूँ. How many of you put a snooze and sleep for another 5 minutes? My God.
I don't, sir, I don't put alarm and snooze both because the mind is already conditioned.
Arey, you are superb. You know, that's right. That is what it should be. Mind is conditioned. So it's not about the alarm clock. It's about the attitude. You know what is this attitude? Not samadhi. You're now. Okay. You are stealing the thunder out of my talk. Okay, never mind. Great. I'm so happy and respects to you. If you put an alarm and get up at that time, what does it mean? What kind of an attitude is this? Please put it in the chat box now.
Dependence.
ये थोड़ा difficult question है. ऐसे नहीं है. You can ask me question and put me into difficulty. Before you do that, let me put you in difficulty now. Dependence, discipline. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Some more. There are not many, only 11 of us over here. Okay. So it's about attitude. I don't respect what I have decided to do yesterday. Means you are disrespecting your own decision to get up at that particular time. I don't have any determination at all. It gives attitude to postpone the event. Do you realize this? There are so many the vocabulary, catchy words. Respect for what you have decided, decision, determination. It gives attitude to postpone event. This will go down in your examination. It will go down in your job. It will go down in relationship, everything in your life. The small attitude of taking that 5 minute extra of the snooze. 5 minutes. Remember, a person who has better IQ can find answers quickly, but those who have great attitude can find better solutions. Recently, a media report, newspaper says, if you have heard it, 3,500 IIT students unemployed. They didn't get the job. Protesting against the government. And most of those 3,000, many of those 3,500 are in that bracket of top 50, 50 guys percentage wise. Why they have not been selected by the uh, potential employers? I have also been on the board of recruitment of some companies, jewelry companies to be specific, in the seats in the more than 15 years back. When you recruit someone to shortlist and resume, you look at the education qualification. That's what HR has been doing it, and that's the starting ground. But when it came to interview, finally, out of those, the best educationally qualified guy, I, as one of the expert on the recruiting panel, where there was MD, CEO, we were recruiting for general managers and manager level people. I rejected those three top guys over there. Why? I said, you need a person who is highly qualified. But when I questioned him, his attitude was stubborn, not willing to learn the process of the company. And that guy was asking for a very high salary. Why should I pay high salary to a topper who cannot solve this, give solutions to the challenges being faced in the company, the export challenges, the the productivity, the new items being produced? I'm not a jewelry expert, but incidentally, let me tell you, 2002, I went to US and did a diamond sorting course with GIA. Okay, with that little background, the jewelry companies have been hiring me from time to time because I set up their institutions, the process, and help them in selection of the people. Okay, so that anyone whom you hire with good degree, he has got a very stubborn high-headedness. His attitude means willingness or unwillingness. A person with high attitude, with high degree, is unwilling to relearn there. He said, मेरे को सब मालूम है. I don't have to go for training. You just tell me, I will understand. ऐसा नहीं होता है. The person with average academic qualification, the company can train him to their specific requirement. To their specific requirement. And the cost at which he comes is half of that guy from there. That is why so many IIT guys only want salary of 1 crore plus, but when asked by the employer, one of my friend professor is one of the thing, that's what he shared with me, who is from the IIT Kharagpur. Look, the people don't get selected. It is not. It is what we are lacking is the attitude training being part of the curriculum. Attitude is not something which is additional to the training. It's the question of how teachers include attitude. The trainers include attitude training within the same thing, what they are doing. That is the importance I want to share with you. And basically, attitude is your reaction to a person or a situation. It's your attitude. Your ability to find solutions is an attitude. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me patiently. And I'll be happy to take on your questions if you have any.
Salute to your spirit of relentlessly speaking for last 45 minutes. This is an attitude itself. So everyone can share their feedback, any questions if they have. You can switch on your cameras. You can switch on your cameras, please. The floor is open for all to share your feedback, questions, anything, whatever you wish to share. As sir has said, develop the attitude to speak, take the
Yes.
courage to speak.
Vidhu ji, thank you. Key learning is attitude is directly proportional to one's discipline and determination. You are right. And discipline means doing something consistently and congruently. And we learn, most of the people tell me, you are a Fauji, na, so you are a disciplined guy. But whether you are a Fauji or you are in a corporate world, discipline cannot be separated from your success. Okay. I've been doing another program called Management Lessons from War. There's a book by Sun Tzu, a Chinese commander 400 years back. Beautiful book. And I think it's there in my library behind, you can see. And there's great thing to learn from the army. That's why it's called military inspired leadership. Whether it's corporate world or it's a family, wherever it is. Thank you, Vidhuji, for your input.
Shama ma'am, do you have anything to share? Please feel free to share. Anyone? Sachin sir, do you have anything to
No,
share, please?
I'll share something very, very recent. Okay. So I was traveling and I had got a bid from a drywalling company. And the drywaller said he cannot do it till next week. In the meantime, I had a guy who was looking for work. So I said, okay, will you do this? And he agrees to do it. And he's the person who actually referred me to get the job. So I was trying to, do a return gesture of kindness for both of us. So he agreed to do the job. But then, it was too much drywall to be taken in my car or my truck. So we waited, and 2 days later, we found a guy to take it. Then comes the challenge that I try to call people who normally work and they didn't show up. Now, I had a commitment of this week to finish the job. And I was just sitting around on Sunday. I said, you know what? I should just get up and go. I had seen how drywall is done. I had never worked on drywall before. I just went there, worked for a day, and believe me, I was sore, I was tired. I just felt very happy that I did something that I had only watched for the last 25 years. And it's done. It's as of today, I'm in the last stages of finishing it.
Thank you, Sachin ji. Sachin is our mind retreat student for nearly 2 years plus. And they've
It's a
all
pleasure
been
to have
coming
you all.
regularly at different. So I have this nurturing session every day, Monday to Friday, morning 6:30 to 7:30. And some of them, it's not like कोर्स नहीं है. कई लोग पूछते हैं ना 3 दिन का है या 5 दिन का है. मैंने कहा नहीं, it's an ongoing process. It's today there is a new thing to discuss or even revise. And that's how it is. Like Shama ji is here, Prakash ji is here,
Shama ma'am, you
Sachin
can
is here,
share,
Unnati.
please, if you have anything. Unmute yourself, ma'am. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, ma'am. Yeah, perfect.
Hello. Yeah, with Captain's guidance, I've overcome a lot of hurdles. So it's really all about attitude. If you just want life to go our way, it doesn't work. You have to have that attitude of wanting to bounce back and thrive, not just survive. I've realized. I think in one of his sessions, he used those words and I've made it my motto. So learn
You
skills.
you
Hmm?
always have a second innings.
Yes, yes.
So
So,
I would like to share something.
yeah,
So
please,
when,
please.
when I was in my high school, I was going through some health issues, and I had very strong urge to go into the defense forces, but I got disqualified because I had a major surgery. Okay, and since I was a small child, I was very impressed with how, because both sides of my family were in defense forces, and so I couldn't do what I had to do because I I didn't have much that I could offer in my physical situation that time. So I came to the US much later, and then I got this opportunity to apply for a course, a diploma in police sciences. Okay, so I thought it must be like when I applied for it, I thought it must be a very easy thing to do. And so it was a 12-hour weekly commitment, which didn't sound that difficult. And so I took the challenge. And as I went into it, my interest kept growing. And went to the point I passed with highest honors in that course. And then I started getting phone calls from universities to pursue it as a career. I said, no, I had a wish to understand the system. I just went that far. I'm already an architect and practicing for so many years. I don't want to change it. But at some point of time, because what my health could stop, my education will not hold me back on that. I can still be a consultant for something that my health didn't allow me to do in the future.
Definitely, yes. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prakash, sir, anything you want to share?
Yes, I had a question. Attitude and aptitude. Is there any correlationship?
Sir, over to you. Pratap, sir, over to you.
You tell me, what is aptitude? Aptitude is a skill.
Yes,
Very broadly putting it, okay. And
yes.
attitude is to accomplish that skill, to find a solution to a problem. Let's say you have an aptitude to be a good accountant. You know the maths well. You have Prakash ji is an accountant, by the way, in New Jersey. So you have an aptitude for multiplication, the figures and new numbers, but you don't have the attitude to sit for long hours and fulfill the requirement. Let's say your audit requires 5 hours sitting together. Yeah, 5 ghanta too much at this age of mine. I'm not doing it. Or maybe uh, he says you prepare the balance sheet and bring it to me. When you say, no, I'm not computer savvy, I'm not going to prepare the thing. But if you have an attitude, can say, yes, it will be done. You will find someone who will prepare it for you, even if you don't know. So that is the difference between aptitude and attitude. Is it okay?
I will just like to share aptitude is the expertise, what you are good at. And to master that expertise is their attitude, in short. Hope I'm right, Pratap, sir.
Yes, you are right. Everyone is right. And
Yes.
even Viduji is saying attitude and not aptitude defines your altitude.
Very well, yes.
बाप रे बाप. यार विदु जी बताओ किसने बोला है ये?
ये सर याद नहीं आ रहा है किसने बोला है, लेकिन ये कोट्स तो बहुत बढ़िया
That
है.
is the attitude. Attitude is to throw the quotations, but and that is the aptitude. You have a good aptitude to remember the quotation, but where is the attitude to tell me who quoted this? Okay, I mean, that answers the quotation that you have given in a lighter way. Please don't take it personally.
Wonderful.
All right.
So thank you so much everyone for being a part of Metamorphosis, and do join the Facebook official page of Metamorphosis. Many things happen over there, and contests and challenges happen over there. You can participate in the contests and challenges. There are 10 days challenges. Everything is all connected to education. So if you have the knowledge and converting them into the writing that can help you master and hone your skills, join Metamorphosis and be a part of it, of a literary platform spread across 39 plus countries. And thank you everyone for giving your valuable time. And I will say that the attitude makes a difference. The patience that you had to sit over here and be a part of Metamorphosis is the attitude that defines each one of us in a very different way. So thank you, Pratap sir, for being over here on this platform and summarizing the whole session. I will say a short thing that is, when we talk about attitude and the skills and excellence, all these three are connected to education. So since we are talking all the three interconnecting each other to help us master and become a more better version of ourselves, the pivotal role played by NEP 2020 in promoting skill development, that is NEP 2020 policy for the early childhood care and education and for the education in itself, by revolutionizing the approach of the education system. The NEP has had a pivotal role in skill development, as Pratap sir has summarized today's whole session. NEP 2020 ensures that students acquire a diverse set of expertise to succeed in the 21st century workforce. The policy acknowledges the skills including problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, and communication that are vital now. The NEP emphasizes these skills alongside academic knowledge. Knowledge alone is not sufficient. Therefore, the role of NEP in skill development is to nurture well-rounded students, human beings, who can effectively adapt to varying societal and professional requirements. So this is the whole summarization of all the topics covered by Captain Pratap sir on this session today. How are we going to use this into the academics and create a better educated culture? So thank you everyone. If you wish to
Thank you.
share a one-line feedback for the session, you can please type in and share with Pratap sir on the WhatsApp. I'm not there on the WhatsApp with you all. So join Metamorphosis, be a part of it. And you are also invited to be a part of the panel of speakers over here as a guest on this esteemed platform of Metamorphosis. 24/7, I am available. Just type in a message via Pratap sir, and here you will be as a guest to share your knowledge across the ocean. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of today's session. Thank you, Pratap sir. It's been an amazing,
Thank you. Thank you.
interactive
You
session.
already have potential speakers like Harish ji and Vidhu ji sitting right in front of you. They are the masters. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you.
Harish ji. Thank you, Vidhu ji, particularly for giving your time and gracing the occasion. And of course, this video will go on YouTube.
Definitely.
Sonal ji,
Thank you so much, Pratap sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you.
each one of you from bottom of my heart for being a part of Metamorphosis. Today's is the third podcast show of this, and we are going to have a challenge of inviting 200 members in this year, 2024. So be a part of this challenge. I will say Indian record or whatever it is. So thank you so much, each one of you, and good night. Have a wonderful day. I will share the link with sir, and sir can share with you all. Thank you so much.
No,
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.